Hi everybody, welcome to No Stories Sacred. If you've never listened before, basically we're four siblings who grew up talking about the art of storytelling. Now that we're adults, we're still talking about it, and we're inviting you to join in the conversation. I'm Alex, and they call me Alex, fuck. No, wait, let me
Alex the fuck.
No, let me
not in front of other people.
Let me come up with something, and that's the bit.
Was that it? Actually?
Yeah, that was the bit. Yeah, that was the bit.
Yeah. I'm Brendan, and put the bunny back in the box. I don't have a bunny.
I'm Pippin. I'm if this episode is going to be you guys doing Nicolas Cage impressions the whole time, I am out.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
I'm Pippin, and he's got the whole world in his hands.
And Kat is currently serving 23 life sentences for being on her bullshit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Today, we're talking about the 1997 movie Con Air, so spoilers abound. If you want specific content warnings about things we may talk about, check out the show notes at nostoriessacred.com. Though, I will say, there will be a content warning for racism, sexism, homophobia, graphic violence, graphic sexual violence.
Just lots of... It's the 90s.
Nick Cage's interpretation of what a southern accent...
What are you talking about, Alex? I think he studied a whole weekend for it. It's great. I can't wait to hear his accent again.
Here's the thing, your accent's too good for this.
Damn.
It's as if you were raised by a Texan.
Texans is much more soft southern.
I mean, still. That movie is straight culture, and I'm mad about it.
And, John Cusack, who did not need to be in that movie.
John Cusack was the only decent person.
And yet he still also made several off-color remarks about the inmates, because, remember, he's also, is he Department of Transportation? Is he Department of Corrections? Is he, what is he?
Cusack?
Yeah, what
U.S. Marshals.
Oh, yeah.
All I know is that John Cusack was the one who was all like, hey, just because they're prisoners does not mean they deserve to die.
Which, props. Hey.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them did die.
Sure, but they didn't necessarily deserve to. Which is a sadly radical statement.
Weird. Also, that moment, and when he was introducing, how do you actually pronounce his name? I keep on, trying to say it, Ving Rhames?
Ving Rhames?
Ving Rhames?
Diamond Dog?
Yeah. There are certain politics that, in this movie that are,
It's a weird film. And of course, yeah, just the way it starts off with a judge being like, well, even though you're out of the military now, you've had training, therefore you're a lethal weapon.
I'm not sure that's even how it works.
It isn't.
I mean...
Though, that being said, that was, manslaughter at the very least, and he should serve time for it.
Well, there was the element of self-defense. But
true, but he got out of the car.
He did. Yeah. That was the extenuating circumstance. I don't think it was a 4 years kind of thing, necessarily.
8 years.
8 years kind of thing. Not with the way they were phrasing it.
He would have gotten time off for good behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably sent to some sort of minimum security resort. Office space.
Yeah, he wasn't a flight risk. And it seemed like he was willing to serve his sentence. So,
for people who haven't watched Con Air and are listening to this anyway for some reason,
the beginning of the movie,
Nicolas Cage, his name fell out of my head, even though it's Nicolas Cage. Cameron Poe. In the beginning of the movie, he's just gotten out of the Rangers, Army Rangers, back to his pregnant wife, and he meets her at the bar where I guess she works.
Yep.
Of course.
Because otherwise, why is a pregnant woman in a bar?
It is Alabama. Oh!
Wow! So, and some dudes are being jerks to her, and thus being jerks to him, which I'm not sure is Southern culture when to insult someone still in uniform.
No.
Oh, yeah, they would have been beaten up by the rest of the embargo for that shit.
Yeah, in the 90s, I mean, yeah, they were still doing the whole entire respect the troops, support the troops thing way back then. It's been a thing for a long time.
Also, weird pull for that, like, one guy, it's people like you who lost Vietnam, and like, you look like you're barely 30. Vietnam ended in 1965, and it's the 90s. What are you doing referencing that? Unless this movie is somehow secretly being set in like 1970. But I doubt it.
Well, that would make things make a lot more sense.
Except for the fact that people have cell phones.
Yeah, I mean, no, you have to do some rewrites there. Wait, what?
Oh, I guess we're getting ahead of ourselves.
The point being is that they follow him to his wife to their car later, still heckling, and he gets out of the car when his wife says, just ignore them. And then he actually kills one of them.
Well, the one that he killed pulled a knife that one of the other guys snatched away and ran off with.
Yeah. Also, he got hit in the back of the head with a beer ball. So you could also argue who altered state of mind.
Also, knowingly having his life endangered. Yeah. If he had a good lawyer, he probably would have gotten off, with parole. Not parole, but like,
probation?
Yeah, probation. So really, this is a story about a completely incompetent defense attorney and the Army Ranger he let down.
I'd say I'd watch that movie, but actually I wouldn't.
Nah, it'd be boring as hell. Unless we take a stab at it. Haha.
Would it be called A Few No Good Men?
No Good Men.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, time passes. He gets paroled. He's gonna go see his daughter for the first time on her birthday.
Also, that sequence, when he was writing his letters, like, are you some 1860s Union soldier or writing to his sweetheart back home?
My dearest baby daughter, the war is hell.
I actually might watch a Ken Burns parody of this movie.
Oh my god. Get Ken Burns on the horn here. We need him here now.
My dearest Clarabelle, it has been too long since I've seen your sweet face. The front of the plane has, I don't know, you guys.
My fellow inmates are looking to mutiny.
Yeah.
Oh dear God. John Malkovich just title dropped the movie. Oh dear.
Oh, God. There were a lot of really good actors in this movie, and it didn't deserve them.
No.
They didn't deserve this movie happening to them.
I think it made its money, right? I think it was successful.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was pretty successful. Had a budget of $75 million, made $224 million in the box office. So, I mean, it kind of did a lot of the 90s, blockbuster, stupid action movie stuff, I guess.
Oh yeah, it was a very blockbuster action movie.
I mean,
there's lots of downtime.
Yeah, strangely. So like halfway through the movie, I know I'm jumping ahead here, but, Chief Engineer O'Brien, I mean, Cole Meany's character, the guy from the DEA.
Duncan Malloy.
Yeah. They board...
I may or may not have the cast list up because I knew I wasn't going to remember anybody's name.
He boards, I think, like an attack helicopter an hour in, and that doesn't get resolved for 30 minutes, I think.
No,
Wait, you guys, did we ever actually give the Google summary?
No, we didn't. Oops.
Whoops.
We dived right in. Uh-oh.
Everybody's imagination. Imagine back to the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
And insert this with your mind.
In your mind's eye, picture.
Picture us sticking to formula.
Ooh, picture me having already fixed everything in the... Okay.
Picture in your mind's eye, our show notes still having the Hamilton and show notes still in there.
It just had the one word, fuck you.
For those of you who've never watched or listened to...
Shit!
We're keeping all of this.
It's not in the show notes anymore.
Nah.
For those of you who've never watched Con Air, the summary according to Google is, just paroled Army Ranger Cameron Poe is headed back to his wife, but must fly home aboard a prison transport flight dubbed Jailbird. God damn it.
Oof.
Yeah.
With some of the worst criminals living, along with Diamond Dog and Baby-O, weird connection there, genius serial killer Cyrus the Virus Grissom unleashes a violent escape plot in mid-flight. Secretly working with U.S. Marshal Vince Larkin, Poe tries to foil Crimson's plan. So, this summary.
Wait, before we get into picking apart the summary, because there is a lot to pick apart, what do you want to bet of how long it takes Kat, when she listens to this, to notice that we didn't do that at the beginning?
Oh, no bet.
We're not going to get a text and go like, hey, did you guys not do the summary?
It'll be funny. It'll be funny.
Oh, yeah.
Listeners, don't tell her.
It's our secret.
Nobody needs to know.
But yeah, like...
This isn't Hamilton anymore.
This summary didn't get the characters right.
I like how it has, along with Diamond Dog and Baby-O, as if Baby-O is actually part of the plot.
Yeah.
Not the criminal plot, not the plot of the movie, though he's not really part of the plot of the movie either.
No, he is the MacGuffin for why Poe stays on the plane.
Yeah, pretty much, because Baby-O is a diabetic and he didn't get his insulin,
and Cameron is just such a nice guy.
He's going to try and stop the plane takeover and get everybody home as soon as possible so he can get the insulin to Baby-O in time before Baby-O, dies.
Really, they're up there for like hours. Whereas Baby-O should have died like 3 hours before he actually got that insulin.
Baby-O was doing pretty okay for someone who should have been going into shock.
Yeah. Failure on medical preparations for this flight, I guess.
Yeah. Failure on a lot of parts of this flight. And the DEA agent who planted the gun on his other DEA agent, which then didn't even fucking do anything.
It served to get him shot.
Like, I'm not sure that character served any purpose.
He allowed Poe to get the message out that there's a takeover.
And he also served as getting Cyrus to trust Poe. As far as Cyrus was concerned, he was like basically interfering with the DEA agent's attempted takeover, whereas Poe was like, this guy is doing something incredibly stupid. I should stop him.
This is a bad plan.
Of course, with Poe, talking someone down and trying to get them killed is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, he's not too good at talking people down, is he? Because, like, that infamous put the bunny back in the box that, I mean, he's trying to talk down a guy and then death happens. So, hey.
It happens to him a lot.
A lot of people just end up dying around Cameron, not through, like, malicious, not malicious, but not through, like, ultra-violent means or anything like that. It's just, he just kind of ends up stumbling into killing people.
He just tripped and this knife ended up in someone's chest.
Oops.
It happens.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Lost count how many times it happened to me.
Yeah, there are shenanigans. There's a plane takeover. Totally not. Lieutenant O'Brien is getting all masculine about everything, is going to take down the plane. John Cusack is actually trying to understand why this happened, and is trying to detective it out. And there's intrigue and plot.
Throughout a lot of the movie, John Cusack's Marshall character, like, it seems like his original job is just overseeing, like, the ground operations of this fancy convict airplane thing. Why is he now also, like, ace detective as well? But I guess, you gotta keep the number of characters kind of constrained, but still.
I am choosing to think of it as because the people who were technically in charge were being dumbasses about it. He was all like, since no one's paying attention to me, I'm gonna try to actually solve the problem.
Gonna bust this case wide open.
But no one else was going to do it, and since he had no authority to make the people who should actually do it, I don't know. Also, do any of us really know how the U.S. Marshals work?
Meh.
I don't think even the U.S. Marshals know how the U.S. Marshals work.
Who burn on the U.S. Marshals?
If any U.S. Marshals are listening, sorry about that.
One thing leads to another. There's a prison transfer. Dave Chappelle's character, because, by the way, Dave Chappelle's in this movie. He gets left behind and dies and is caught in the gears, and then his body is dumped.
In a hilarious scene. Come on.
With a message to Larkin, to John Cusack on it. There was a firefight.
There was a firefight!
Thank you. And some more fighting.
There's
again
a lot of scenes with this airplane on the ground.
Yeah, that was
yes.
like a good 40 minutes.
Yeah. Because there's Carson City where it lands to pick up prisoners, then some abandoned airstrip not too far from Vegas, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what happened in the place they landed before Vegas. Because I don't think actually a lot happened there.
Fighting and explosions.
I think they were supposed to meet up with somebody, and that fell apart.
Originally, if I recall correctly, they were supposed to meet up with other bad guys they would basically change planes at that point.
I think there was a double cross, and John Cusack was fucking things up.
Yeah. Well, I think they thought it was double cross because John Cusack was fucking things up.
Oh no, it was also a double cross since the guy bankrolling this, drug lord.
Yeah, drug lord from Mexico, yeah.
Which was why DEA was involved. It's supposed to provide him a plan with enough seats to get all of them. But that was only at most 10-seater.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was totally paying attention at this point, and in no way playing a game on my iPad.
What?
Pip. But we were all of us, focused entirely upon this movie, as we are with all of the media we consume for this podcast.
We are professionals. This was a classic and deserves our attention. But so I totally remember. I'm just seeing if you guys do. Did Nicolas Cage, Cameron Poe, whatever, actually use any of the Spanish that it was established he was learning in the beginning?
Nope.
No.
Fuck that. Fuck that so much. I assumed he was speaking it during that bit to pay off all of that book reading that it was established he was doing in the prison, but now I'm just mad.
He was learning origami, that never came up.
Yeah, what the hell? That could have been great. I could have folded a knife or some crazy crap. I would have believed it in this movie.
Yes, or if he lost the stupid bunny, which, by the way, do not give that bunny to your daughter.
Probably has blood on it and oil
and sewer.
And, yeah. It's he could have folded her a piece of origami right then.
Yeah. The kid would have liked it either way. And you know what? I'm sure Larkin there would have given Cameron Poe there a really nice bunny. They're on the Vegas Strip at the end of the movie. They could have arranged something.
Yeah. This movie is kinda sort of a racist.
It's a lot of...
Kinda, sorta.
It's a lot of ists.
It is.
But Danny Trejo deserved better.
Mm-hmm.
Than being that racist caricature.
Ugh.
Also, you notice how none of the protagonists were people of color?
Of course.
Baby-O was
Baby-O was a black man, but also a convict.
Well, He also didn't do too much. I mean, I guess he did a heroic sacrifice toward the end, right?
Yeah, he tried to pull a I'm Spartacus. But,
yeah.
Was he killed for that? Again, I was totally paying
survived.
attention. Okay.
So
I thought he did, but...
So he survived both of insulin shock and a gunshot wound to the gut.
Baby-O's had a bad time. Hopefully, when he gets his parole hearing, he'll get a nice, extenuating circumstances judgment. I think he's rehabilitated.
Yeah.
Which actually, my goodness. There's just a whole lot of suspensions of disbelief you gotta do for this movie. That one little makeshift plan like that with setting another person on fire somehow with a small ketchup-sized packet of presumably gasoline or kerosene would be enough chaos to cause all this to happen, when in reality probably, not much can actually be done.
I mean,
or they get shipped individually. Yep, go on.
I mean, I like how the two supposedly more dangerous people were in the cages, when really all they needed to be was changed like the others.
Yeah.
It's like, that was a lot of security theater that didn't actually work.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, most security theater.
What?
And also, Diamond Dog is supposed to be a leader of a militant group, and he's taking orders from Cyrus. Like,
yeah.
Also, it's been constantly implied by everybody that Diamond Dog is like gonna get interviewed and all that. If he played his cards right, he would have gotten out and done a university circuit.
Yeah, he could have
service time, continue to be a leader of a movement.
Yeah. He could have helped take this plane down for justice. Boom.
Which I think just goes to show that the writers of this movie do not understand the Black Militant movement.
Yeah.
I know, right? Also, there were 3 female characters, including the daughter.
And the wife.
4. No, 4.
The daughter. What?
There's the wife, the daughter, Bishop, and Cusack's assistant.
Does she have a name?
You can check the IMDb.
Also, there was the little girl that Steve Buscemi's character had a tea party with.
By the way, what was Steve Buscemi's character even doing there? What purpose did he serve?
He was a Hannibal Lecter reference that got left in.
Yeah. Hannibal Lecter reference / a little bit of weird comic relief.
But literally did nothing, right?
No, I did. I think they had all this build up of this is the worst one. The worst. And he's just like, nah, I'm just gonna ride this out. That's the actual smart play.
Yeah.
Don't attract attention.
And now he's loose in Vegas. He's gonna murder again. That's guaranteed.
Yep.
Was it meant to be a sequel hook?
Probably. I think there was supposed to be a sequel.
Was that the plan?
Or at least, I don't know if there was direct plans for a sequel, but I think they were open to the idea because, of course, you gotta be open to ideas.
Con Air. Con Air 2 with the flight to...
Oh no, I was just reading up on some trivia, Al. Con Air 2. Con Air in space.
Oh, fuck all that noise. Anyway, my point is...
I would actually like to see that.
No, you're both wrong. I hate this so much. Of the main female characters, there is the daughter.
Yep.
The wife.
Yep.
And the woman in chains most of it, who's threatened with sexual assault the entire movie.
Yep.
Which, as a woman, I did not appreciate.
Not so much. That was a little bit did we need that? No.
That was completely unnecessary.
I think the reason why they wrote that in there is that they wanted to give Nicolas Cage's character a stronger justification for staying on the plane. Aside from wanting to save his friend, or we've established that maybe this Army Ranger guy has weird impulse control issues when it comes to trying to save the day, ?
I mean, he does.
Yeah.
And also, the guard, Sally Bishop, had a weird flirtation with Nicolas Cage at the end. And I was like, 1, he's married. 2, you're still in a weird position of power over him. He technically hasn't been released yet. 3, you've just had a traumatic day with again, threats of sexual assault. And maybe that's not an appropriate reaction, writers of this movie.
No. Also, did she do much at the very end there?
No. She never did much of anything.
She knocked out Cyrus for a bit.
Which also, Cyrus established at the beginning that he also was not down for the sexual assault part of...
Anything,
of Johnny 23.
So why is he putting up with Johnny 23? What is Johnny 23, Danny Trejo's character, contributing to all this?
Nothing.
A constant threat of sexual violence from a Hispanic man. So,
This movie really needs to establish that it does not like people of color, and it does not like women.
And speaking of which...
and also, it's homophobic too. Because...
Oh, God.
There is the character who, again, I don't actually think does anything. except be incredibly offensive. With Ramon, Sally Can't Dance Martinez, who is a homophobic stereotype of a gay man, with his it's not a uniform when a prisoner wears it.
Outfit?
Yeah.
Garb?
His prisoner's garb, sort of, modified to look more feminine. I think he's literally limp-wristed at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dancing to Sweet Home Alabama. He's got a bit of a lisp, and I'm like, holy shit!
And then when Poe knocks him out, open hand slap.
Oh, yeah. He tried to slap oh my god.
Oof.
It was so bad. It was unnecessary. It was offensive. Why?
I think the answer is a whole lot of cocaine was involved in the writer's room. What?
I said at the beginning, I'll say it again. This movie is straight culture and I hate it.
Huh. Well, let's get to the end of summarizing the movie, which we've done totally out of sequence in so many ways.
To be fair, not a lot happens.
It's very true, because, let's cover the major beats. We establish our main character. He's a good guy who didn't deserve what he got there, but he's on parole now. Gets on a plane with bad people. Bad people take over the plane. Plane eventually crashes in the middle of the Las Vegas Strip. Bad guys get their comeuppance. The end.
Also, he does a motorcycle chase scene with John Cusack.
Yeah. When you get to stupid, fun action scenes like that, it's like, okay, that's what this movie is actually existing for. That's what made the money there. None of the character pieces, aside from John Cusack, because come on, he's a national treasure.
He's gonna be trending on Twitter tomorrow because he did something shitty. You know it.
I know. Why do I say such things? No, I'm just talking about the character. How about that?
Fair enough.
I think he quoted Voltaire at one point or something, I'm sure.
Yeah. Vince, inmates are people too. Larkin.
Yep. Which, when he thinks that, he gives the character bios of every single main bad guy character on the plane, and it's like, oh, buddy. But anyway.
Yeah.
Let's just get to the end part of the movie, because fights break out, plane crashes, and there's a motorcycle chase through downtown Las Vegas, Nevada, in which Nicolas Cage and Vince Larkin are riding. I think they were riding doubles on a motorcycle, right?
They were each riding
right.
one police motorcycle each.
Okay. That's right. It would have been better the other way around. Damn it.
Also, Cyrus the Virus, did threaten, Nicolas Cage's daughter in, I feel, a weirdly sexually charged way for the fact that she's 8 years old.
And we established that Cyrus the Virus, at least as far as movie canon was concerned, don't play like that.
Yeah. Ugh.
But to make up for it, he dies multiple ways. He gets thrown, electrocuted, crushed, shot too, I think.
Crucified on a ladder and driven through a sky bridge.
Yeah.
Made up for hesitating once by killing Claudius twice.
But then I think his final death was a crusher machine, right?
Yeah, one of those giant stamping things that stamped on his head.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be real with you. Whenever there was an extended actual action sequence, that was actually when I was more likely to check out. Because I was like, oh, okay, violence now, sure.
Because there's not much story happening at that point. There's not much story happening at all in this piece, aside from maybe some character interactions between Larkin and Poe.
Yeah. This movie, by the way, was 2 hours, and it did not need to be.
No, it needed to be a solid 90-minute film, and it would have been fine.
Oh, I was actually going to say something that would technically be a story change.
Well, well, you know what? You mentioned story changes there, Pip. I think it's time.
Yeah.
I think it's time for a story change.
At the very end, he reunites with his wife and daughter and gives his daughter the bunny.
The gross bunny.
Done.
The very gross bunny.
The very gross bunny.
Daddy, I don't want that bunny.
You take the bunny your father got you.
My daddy gets released from prison on July 14th. My birthday is July 14th. I'm gonna meet my daddy on July 14th. July 14th. July 14th. July 14th.
July 14th. Why wasn't there an ending musical number?
That would have made everything so much better. Oh my god, Con Air the musical, I would watch that.
Save that for the game, Pip. Jesus, come on. You're jumping all over You're a maverick, Pippin.
I'm a loose cannon. I can't be controlled.
You're just like Vince Larkin.
How dare you?
I could have said you were like Chief O'Brien. That would have been worse.
That would have been worse. There was also too many law enforcement involved.
Well,
yeah. Well,
I mean, it was kind of necessary.
But it was still too much how they were going in different directions.
Yeah.
It never gelled.
I mean, they are all accurately incompetent.
Haha!
Fair enough.
Anyway, we mentioned story changes here, Pippin. I think you had one just right off the top of your head, right?
Yeah, an actual story change instead of my usual bullshit.
Wait, what?
Though, to be fair, my usual bullshit also still stands. Where basically make it less homophobic, less sexist.
Of course.
Yeah.
Some of the protagonists could have been women and people of color, or women of color. The one queer person could have not been a homophobic stereotype. We could have had it all. But anyway, but also just from a pure length of movie and how long it was and didn't need to be, I feel like the entire bit in the airfield outside of Las Vegas could have been cut.
Yeah.
The entire bit, just go right to Las Vegas.
That could tie in to what I'm thinking here, but we'll get to me in a bit.
Yeah, because again, not a lot happened there. There was the double cross, but that double cross could have happened
in the air
on the plane. Yeah,
Vince and Poe meet, but
again, could have happened in Las Vegas.
And really, they could have found a way to communicate by like a hidden radio or something.
Yeah, they did have the meet in not Las Vegas, where Poe said that he didn't trust Larkin, because there's like two people he trusts, him and not Larkin. I'd have to assume the other person he trusts is his wife, but he never actually says. And then in Vegas, he says there are now 3 people that he trusts. But I feel for that to actually have paid off, there needed to be a instance in the middle where he says, I still don't trust you, in order for it to be a rule of 3 thing. Because otherwise it's just weird. So cut out the first instance. And then just, have them meet in actual Las Vegas.
That could work well with what I'm wanting. Because I just wanted to, similar to you, I just wanted to get to the end of the movie faster. Get to a cool 90 minutes and focus more on being in the air. I think it would have been interesting. I don't know how true to life this is, but we could have had something where maybe there was more people, like a bigger plane, such that they somehow take over the plane. Maybe there were more guards or civilians on the plane itself, and it's we're going to keep these as hostages. And so I'm almost thinking we established early on in the film that Nicolas Cage here is this Army Ranger. We could have made him Special Forces or some other nonsense that just quickly conveys to the audience that they can be Liam Neeson from Taken if they want to be. That's all I want to establish. And then this turns from some action film in which it mostly takes place on the ground because you can stage explosions and gunfights a lot easier on ground sets than in a very contained airplane. Instead, it becomes almost like what happens when somebody who is trained in stealth and covert ops is slowly yet surely trying to unhijack the plane. And it's staging all these weird accidents that keep on happening. Weird.
So you're suggesting a slasher movie from the where the slasher is the protagonist?
Yes! Yes, exactly. So, like, we're rooting for this guy slowly but surely, like, taking out all the, we could establish that, like, there's, like, some, like, a lot of underling, criminals, like, bad guys on board, but, like, here are the big 3 or 4 or something, maybe 3, so we can do, like, rule of 3 in the movie, but we want to be able to have, like, some extra, people for the protagonist to take out along the way. But, like, I'm just saying, like, almost like spycraft stuff take place. Like, it could start off kind of subtle, like, poison in the coffee or something like that. But then, like, it just gets more creative and more cool as time goes on. We don't have to have, imagine trying to do, this could be like a writing challenge, having a kind of hostage situation action setup, such as Con Air here. We'd have a lot more maybe civilian ops involved here so that there's stakes of civilian lives and being involved somehow. Maybe on an operations group.
We also could have just had inmates who weren't a part of this plot.
Yeah, nonviolent.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our prison system is broken, so there are a lot of nonviolent offenders around.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, most of them could be, but they're like being held as like collateral almost.
Yeah.
Or bargaining chips, which is kind of worse.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, like, it'd be fun to, as like a writing challenge, have this kind of almost action movie setup in which nobody has guns because it's a plane. There's no guns on the plane.
No guns on the fucking plane.
And just what kind of creative, like, MacGyver-esque, takedowns can happen. I mean, heck, we could even have, like, the further, like, almost like Batman rules where he doesn't actually kill anybody. He just incapacitates completely. I don't know if I want to stick to that, but I mean, it is an action film.
If he can't accidentally kill people, is he really Cameron Poe?
No, exactly. Oh my God. Thank you for bringing that back, Pippin. So yeah,
you're welcome.
I just want to have that middle section, just have it all on the plane. Why land at all? It's a big plane. It's got lots of fuel.
I mean, that was my initial thought, but then I was all like, I do kind of like the prison transfer, part, and all the stuff that went on there. Even if it did go on too long, because everything did.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sandstorm was a nice touch.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I want almost spy thriller action resolves that way.
Also, when that one guy, like, went, holy shit, they took over the plane! The inmates are running the plane! Like, the guard's like, wait, what did he just say? And then, and then Chai like, ah, shit. And then, that's blown away by, all the guards there.
Yeah.
Cause, like, that guy did yell that really fucking loud.
And as I established, it's not that big a plane. Yeah, in mine, we're talking like jumbo jet sized. Like, this is like an experimental thing. Like, they're just trying to, I don't know, fly everybody to like the most remote thing possible. I don't know. It can be a fucked up premise.
Like,
a prison airship.
Kinda. Oh God. We're making it fantasy now. Yeah.
I mean, this is just who I am as a person.
Oh, you're stealing my bit now.
Also, who the fuck names a plane jailbird when a jailbird is literally what you call someone who's escaped jail?
Well, it's because Cyrus trademarked Con Air.
Ugh.
So, Al, what would you do?
Well, I would actually, even though I just said I'd do like the Carson City transfer, I would cut it.
I like how all our suggestions so far is make this thing shorter.
Yep.
It did not need to be that long.
Like, pretty much just have, what's his name, the pilot they picked up at Carson City just be on the plane already.
I think they called him Swamp Thing and other nicknames.
Yeah, and like have him like just be there already. And then just, have them throw the transponder out the window. Like, the fake out, while cute, was unnecessary since we saw it happen. And that's actually legit a change. And, don't let the audience know that the fake out happened. Cause there are some points when dramatic irony is useful. But this,
enough details that you can go back and go like, oh.
Watch him do the hot wiring thing and like just have us assume that he's just doing regular hot wiring and not hot wiring the transponder itself. Watch Dave Chappelle's character like run out towards the what's it called?
Planes.
It's hangers.
Hangers.
And then only come back to him at the end of his flirtations. So we just assume that he was flirting.
Getting his flirt on.
Yeah.
Not to interrupt you.
Interrupt?
But I was just... I've interrupted to change the topic just very slightly. I was just looking at Wikipedia, and under running time, there was a theatrical one and an extended. And now I'm like, oh dear God, which one did I watch?
Oh no.
Cause the theatrical is 115, the extended is 123. And looking on Amazon, which is where I watched it, it says an hour and 55 minutes, and now I have to do math, and I hate it.
Huh. Well.
So I watched the theatrical release, which means somewhere, someone thought it was a good idea to have a longer version.
Oh.
Whereas we are over here going like, no, make it shorter.
90 minutes. We could have made it 90. Ah!
With ease. It looks like the new Bill and Ted is like 90 minutes. Because the new Bill and Ted loves us.
Good.
Yeah, let's see, what else would I do?
I'm just saying, dance part at the end. It'd be great.
It would be.
I mean, they're in Vegas.
Yeah. Remove Steve Buscemi. I know. He's great, but also unneeded.
Did absolutely nothing for any of the plot.
Yeah. Do we even really need his wife and daughter? They can just be like MacGuffins we see in like photos and how he talks about them. Because he also talks about them a lot.
I mean, but then we're getting rid of
the bunny.
The bunny.
Oh no.
And the few female characters.
Oh yeah, John Cusack's character is now a woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah!
I think that's easy. And also makes the rivalry he has with Malloy, have another dimension.
Because we also know that Malloy is sexist on top of everything else.
Undoubtedly.
Oh yeah. I mean, did you see his car?
Huh.
Yeah. Sorry, I can already imagine all the things he'd say to John Cusack if the character were played by Joan Cusack. I don't have any regrets. Why do you ask? I am already annoyed with him.
You mean you weren't already?
I'm even more annoyed with him.
There you go. Right, and then just general, downtime edits. That's all I've got.
Legit.
Fair enough. Any other, changes we do to Con Air before we move on to a game?
I mean, fewer characters in general. There are way too many.
The fact that we're having trouble remembering. I'm impressed that we've remembered so many, but still there's a lot.
Remember, I cheated and had the list up.
Oh.
Because I knew it was going to be a problem.
Oh. Well, gee. Now I feel bad.
Well, I also just am bad with names in general, so. But yeah, way too many characters, too much time. Yeah.
Well, for positives, I mean, they established that backstory there pretty quickly. It's just like, boom, boom, boom. We're on an airplane full of convicts. What are you expecting from us? You came to watch Con Air. You know what we're about.
You came to watch a Nicolas Cage movie. We played his accent in the trailers. You saw what happened.
I think one of the other little rumors I heard about this film was that between the filming of this and the filming of Face Off, Nick Cage took a week.
Which came first?
I think Face Off.
Huh.
Did he have that muscle definition in Face Off as well?
I don't know.
Did he have that hair in Face Off?
I think it was a wig. Or maybe, I'm not sure. Hold on.
Because I'll know, Nicolas Cage did buff up pretty nicely.
Well, they were released 2 weeks apart in June of 1997. I don't know which one.
Wow.
I don't know which one filmed first.
Weird Nick Cage sweep there. So, games we've got.
What a shiny new change of subject. Alright, so I want to have a fun game to play here tonight. I want to play Everything Changed When the Baristas Attacked, our alternate universe game.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like one of the reasons we pick that one the most often is because it just has the best title.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So.
But yes, the game where we make an AU.
Alright. I'm gonna go first.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making this as a space station AU.
Okay.
Alright.
Cons in space.
Space.
changing it from Con Air to just a prison. And instead of a prison facility or prison planet, it's a prison comet.
I'm just a comet.
Yep. And so the convicts are now running the prison comet. I
got a vision in my head of Han Solo shooting the control panel dressed as a stormtrooper. It's like, everything's fine here. Because they'll get caught eventually and someone tries to call them on it.
Negative. Huge reactor leak. What was the line?
I think it was a reactor leak. Clearly we all need to rewatch Star Wars.
Yeah, that's the takeaway. Like, all 8 movies. I'm not counting Rise of Skywalker, and you can't make me.
Listen, you said it, and I was like, that number doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to call you on it.
So yeah,
But anyway, yeah.
So I'm putting them all in space.
Fair enough. I think I would like to do the opposite.
Oh?
Where I will make this a high school AU. And there is no plane, they're all just in detention.
Oh no. The students are running detention.
The students are running detention now. And no one dies because this is a fucking high school. You guys calm the fuck down. But Poe got detention for
being in a fight.
For being in a fight.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah, someone's bullying him, but, the teacher saw him react, so thinks that he was the instigator. One of those situations.
Oh no, it's in that situation. And it's, even if you were the one being antagonized, if you, fight back, you're still punished.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why he's there. But he promises his high school sweetheart that he's gonna get out in time, to go to the movies with her.
Huh.
But instead, all the cons are planning to do some big prank in the school, potentially dangerous. And he knows that he has to stop it. Even if it means staying in detention when the teacher who was on his side says that he can go early.
How do they take over? Like, do they outright...
Fake phone calls.
Okay.
You're thinking too deeply.
Yeah. Look, I was just worried that they'd, I don't know, knock out a teacher or something.
No, this is a shockingly violence-free version of Con Air.
Fair enough.
But it's a few fake identity things going on.
All right.
One, Poe, who's working with the convict, things not work since everybody in school knows he's a goody two-shoes.
Nah, Al. He just transferred in. I don't know how that works with girlfriend he's meeting. Maybe she's visiting from out of town, and so that's why it's so important for him to get out of detention that night. It's like the first time he's going to be able to see her since he moved.
Yeah.
I just finished unpacking my Nintendo 64. I look forward to seeing you. It was 1997. Come on.
Yep. My dear, what was her name?
I know he called her Hummingbird.
My dearest Hummingbird. I can't seem to get past the monkey in Tall Mountain. Every time I get close, he just jumps away.
I fear I will never get to 120 stars.
Here's the thing. In my head, this was still vaguely modern times, which means he's got a cell phone to text, which means you guys are narrating as if, to me, narrating these text messages as if they're Ken Burns documentary letters, and that, to me, is the funniest part.
Oh, don't worry. His parents fucking hate the phone bill.
Alright. So that's me, right? I was just thinking about it. I think this could be fun as a D&D one-shot campaign where instead of a airplane, it's a ship, like a large galleon or something.
Yep.
And the party happens to be chaotic, good people, and they've discovered that the boat's been taken over by really bad people, and they're gonna have to save the day, otherwise really nasty stuff's gonna happen when they get to port.
Yeah. I mean, I don't doubt that's a thing that's what a jail and adventure party and put them on a prison ship.
Yeah, no doubt. Because here's the thing, I just want to have the setup there for initially it's like, oh yeah guys, we're gonna play this smart and sneaky. And then, maybe 30 minutes later, everything goes to shit. It'll be great.
That reminds me of that one time in the second campaign of Critical Role, because of the nerd I am. The
spoiler warning.
Party goes down to the docks, to just have a, like, friendly chat with someone. And then half an hour later, they've commandeered a ship, killed the crew, and have become pirates.
Yep.
And even they don't know how they managed that.
And you know what? They just went with it. I thought that was a great sequence.
I mean, you could say,
pretty great.
Don't you mean they rolled with it?
Wow.
Oh.
Brad, remind me, and I'll see if I can find the quiz I found of which dumbass Mighty Nine hijink are you? Where one of the possible answers is, you're the time they accidentally became pirates.
Fair enough. I look forward to it. Okay, any other parting thoughts on Con Air?
This movie was a personal attack against me.
Did Poe, like, continuously dye his hair in prison? Because, like, you can see his roots are black.
That didn't even occur to me.
And, like, throughout the entire thing, his hair is auburn, but, like, at the roots, black hair. And, like, did you get that, like, hair dye at the commissary? What's up with that?
My darling baby girl, you may think my hair is black, but I've been using the prison water, and it's been dyeing it a slow, gentle auburn. Please do not be surprised.
Haircuts exist in prison, right?
Yes.
They're not about dye jobs, though.
I'm just wondering why he never got his haircut.
That's weird, yeah. Haircut. I think long hair would be a liability more than anything else.
It's probably just one of those, post-military things, because post-military either keep the same haircut they had in the service, or they just go, full long hair for the rest of their lives.
I feel like the being in prison thing plays around with that, though.
Maybe he was trying to have one of his little acts of freedom.
You can't see the look on my face, but it's impressive.
Alright. Well, that was Con Air, y'all.
Ugh. A personal attack. Against me.
And, as always, if you have an idea or prompt to submit, head on over to nostoryissacred.com/submission. Follow us on Twitter at nostoryissacred, or send an email through contact@nostoryissacred.com. Your hosts have been Alex McDonald, Brendan McDonald, and Pittman McDonald, with Kat in absentia. Editing for this episode done by Brendan. Transcript done by Ashley DaCosta. Art by Jay Wolf. Show notes and transcript are available at nostoryissacred.com. Thanks for listening, everyone, and please rate, review, and subscribe to No Story is Sacred. You can visit our Patreon page to support the show and get neat rewards at patreon.com/nostoryissacred. See you next time when we talk about the 1999 film, 10 Things I Hate About You. Until then, where no story is sacred, and any story can be changed. This is Brendan.
I'm Pippin.
And I'm Alex.
And we're No Story is Sacred.